Here I've got two bikes that both could be described as cross-country marathon bikes. One has a dropper seat post, the other doesn't, has a normal seat post. I'm going to test them back to back to see if you really do need a dropper seat post for cross-country. So whilst both bikes are slightly different, I'm going to compare the two anyway. This is my Canyon Lux CF. It's 100mm travel front and rear, carbon fibre frame. It's got the fixed seat post, 29-inch wheels. This is my Scott Spark 700, 27.5-inch wheels, slightly more travel, 120mm, and I have the advantage of a dropper seat post. So on this bike, I'm going to be able to go up and down just to see how much difference it really makes against the clock, but also on feel. I'm going to ride the same short course cross country both times. So we have seen some dropper seat posts at the Cross Country World Cup, but not many. Julian Absalon has one, and more recently Blake caught up with Jenny Risveds and she had one on a bike. The main advantages are you just be able to drop that saddle out of the way, so on technical sections or steep downhills you can really move around on the bike a little bit more. The biggest disadvantage has always been weight. So the carbon seat post on my Lux weighs 191 grams, whereas the Highline dropper post weighs 560. You can get lighter weight cross-country dropper seat posts, but they have much less movement travel on them. My Highline has 125mm on that bike, but you can get them up to 160. The XC lightweight posts only come in at about 65mm. So you are giving up about 200 or 300 grams for a dropper seat post over the carbon seat post. The other consideration is where to fit your dropper remote, and personally I find that under the bar on the left hand side is the best place for it. Makes it really usable, so I get the best advantages of having it on there. Having said that, that works really well with a 1x system like this bike, and we've seen people like Nino Schurter win the Cape Epic on a 1x12 gear system. On the Lux I've got a 2x, so it wouldn't be quite so easy to fit. I'd probably have to have the remote lever up on the right hand side, so it wouldn't be quite as usable on that bike probably. So first I'm going to take the Canyon for a spin. This is the bike that I do actually ride quite a lot. Tends to be more on epic rides that aren't the most gnarly technical terrain, but I absolutely love it. I've not really felt any disadvantage not having a dropper post on this bike as of yet. However, today's track is shorter, it's more technical. So I'll take it for a spin, put a time in, and then I'll try the Scott. Here we go. So that was the Scott Spark with the dropper seat post. Obviously it feels the same on the climb, seats in the right position. On the downhills, yes, definitely, and the steeper stuff feels good to be able to get behind the saddle, but two of the biggest things for me is braking and cornering. So I just feel like I can stop so much faster with my seat up out the way. I can get behind the bike and really anchor up, and therefore I feel much more confident about charging down the downhill straights a bit quicker. And also in the cornering, I feel like I can move around on the bike, be much more aggressive, but that's how it feels. But what about the times? Well, the fixed seat post came in at 6 minutes 22 and the drop seat post 6 minutes 5, so it was faster. I'm definitely taking those results with a pinch of salt because the bikes are different. However, to me, the feeling is translated into the times. With the drop seat post, I definitely feel quicker. Feels like I'm much less likely to crash as well. Just be able to get around on the bike that little bit more. Will we see them in cross-country racing more? Well, I think it definitely depends on the courses. The longer and the more technical the descents are, the more likely we'll see it. And I think as soon as someone like Nino Schurter starts running one, then I think everyone will. Click on the GmbN logo to subscribe if you haven't done already, and click down there for a video where Nino Schurter races Mark Beaumont cross-country versus downhill on a cross-country track, and over there for how to use a dropper seat post. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video.